In today's global economy, first-class jobs gravitate to first-class infrastructure.
Our nation's transportation infrastructure is vital to our prosperity and competitiveness.
In our efforts to build a strong economy for America's future, one of our greatest challenges is building and rebuilding a modern infrastructure.
Everyone talks about the importance of rebuilding our infrastructure, but decades of doing nothing has taken its toll, and the United States has fallen behind. The last United States airport was built over 25 years ago. Globally, the U.S. only ranks 23rd in the quality of overall infrastructure. And nowhere is the crumbling infrastructure more evident than in New York's Penn Station. It's also crowded and stymied with delays. These failures have an extensive impact since it is the most heavily traveled hub in the country, with more passengers each year than Newark, LaGuardia, and JFK combined. The original Penn Station, built in 1910, was an architectural masterpiece. Tearing it down in 1963 was a mistake, and we are still dealing with the fallout of that bad decision. But just across 8th Avenue from Penn Station is the Farley Post Office building. Opened in 1914, it was designed by McKim, Mead, and White, the same architects as the original Penn Station. In 1993, Senator Daniel Patrick Moynihan, who said, "New York City never recovered from losing Penn Station," championed a plan to repurpose Farley into a world-class train hall, because the same tracks that run beneath Penn also run under Farley. Now, after decades of talk, we're turning the dream into a reality. Where you're sitting right now will be the new Moynihan Train Hall. It has been designed to invoke the grandeur and architecture of the great historic terminals, combined with 21st century modernization. The new train hall will be 255,000 square feet, larger than Grand Central Terminal's main concourse. Underneath your chair will be the new marble floor of the train hall. And in this light-filled space, you will be able to buy tickets and wait for your train in comfort. 11 escalators will lead from this floor down 20 feet to Long Island Railroad and Amtrak train platforms, which will make getting to your train faster and easier. The train platforms span from this hall across 8th Avenue to Penn Station, connecting both structures. To the west from where you sit is called the West Annex building. On the first floor will be a retail corridor with over 120,000 square feet of premier shopping and dining, and above that, 4 floors of office and commercial space. To the east, the post office will remain operating on the first floor, and below it is the new and already open Long Island Railroad Concourse, which will connect directly to this train hall. Street access to the train hall will come from every direction, with grand mid-block entrances on 33rd and 31st, access from the west through the retail plaza, and corner entrances from the east. The original plan was that Amtrak would be the exclusive tenant in this new facility, with the Long Island Railroad remaining in the existing Penn Station. But under this revised plan, both Amtrak and Long Island Railroad will be housed in the new complex. When it opens, it will provide an attractive alternative to Penn Station, and a more convenient one, including ticket purchasing and train accessibility. With the volume and traffic in the existing Penn Station reduced, it creates opportunities to reconfigure that facility. So the Long Island Railroad 33rd Street corridor in Penn will be widened by 2.5 times, reducing congestion and density. Here at the Moynihan Train Hall, by removing the floor slab that used to be above you, a mezzanine level will surround the hall with shops and restaurants, with balconies overlooking the concourse floor. Finally, look above you to the skylight, supported by the original steel trusses from 1912. These trusses will be restored, and the entire skylight raised 20 feet higher, creating a soaring 90-foot canopy. This magnificent skylight will span the entire hall with over an acre of glass. It all adds up to one of the greatest infrastructure projects anywhere in the country. This reimagining wouldn't have been possible without our partners, Vornado and Related, New York State Legislature, Federal Delegation and U.S. Transportation Secretary Elaine Chao, and the unique public-private partnership funding it. $630 million being provided by private sector partners, $800 million from New York State, the MTA, and the Port Authority, $105 million from Amtrak, and $62 million in federal grants to total $1.6 billion. Due to be complete by 2020, This project will create over 12,000 construction jobs and approximately 2,500 permanent jobs. And just as importantly, this new complex synergizes the growing economic development on the west side, including offering greater access to the new Javits Center, where we are currently adding 1.5 million feet of new space. This, together with LaGuardia Airport, the first new airport built in the United States in 25 years, a new JFK, new airports in Rochester, Syracuse, Elmira, and Plattsburgh, the new Kosciuszko Bridge, the new Tappan Zee Bridge, cashless tolling all through the downstate region, and after 70 years of attempts and failures, the first modernization of the Long Island Railroad, 39 new stations, and the second and third track to increase capacity with a new East Side Access Tunnel project. And the new Moynihan Train Hall is the first step to New York's next essential infrastructure project, the Gateway Tunnel, with new tracks and 2 new tunnels going under the Hudson River to New Jersey. New York State and its $100 billion new New York agenda is leading the nation in rebuilding our infrastructure for a vital economic future. New York State is the place where daring vision and creativity meet ability, talent, and boldness. Today, you stand in a place of significance to the past and the future. In the Empire State, anything is possible.